Hey, hi all. I hope you are doing well. Today I'm recording this session after a long time. In between, I started recording some political videos, and again today is Saturday weekend, so I am kind of a bit bored. I didn't go out, I thought of just create a video and explain a little bit of React or else Redux toolkit. I'm working in one new project where we are using Redux toolkit. Thought of explaining a little bit of how React and uh, Redux works together, how they work under the hood. So the first thing is like both are two different libraries. React is a JavaScript library, and Redux is other different library. If you see, this is the two library. You can install this two inside your React application using this command using and if you see they use it at Redux JX slash I don't know, don't ask me why, but we use this to install this inside our React application. So let me just brief you how it works and how it works. So this is kind of just a second. Yes. So assume that this is one application. This is React application, okay, and this is a store. A store is kind of global object, very big object which we manage in our application so that we can store the data, right? And if you see, both are two, one is kind of you can take this as a UI component or UI layer. This is data layer where you will be having data will be stored. And if you also see, we used to take the data, we used to fetch the data from the backend. So that is the data will come from the backend, and that is data layer and the UI layer where you will be having just the UI. You won't be able to render any data. So the data you will render that will come from the backend, right? So that is one thing, and again you can store the data inside this Redux store. So a store we call that as a store as a global object, and inside a store we kind of logically separate those data into different subsections, and that is called cart slice, and that can be that we use. We can tell that slice uh, in um, in uh, in React we used to tell that slice. So let me just show you that as well. Yes, so that we used to tell as a slice. So let me first brief you this one how this is. So React is a just a second. Yeah. So React application is different thing. You can see this one. Uh, Store is one other library or other tool that is JavaScript object, and this is application, your UI application. We used to connect, we need to connect this application with the store. We used to connect this using something called provider. There is something called provider in our application. We use those to connect your application to bridge those gap between a store and React application using provider. So that I'll show you again later what provider is. Again, I wanted to take an example of this. Assume this is a Swiggy application, and you open um, any of the restaurant, right? So in the restaurant, you will see if you open any restaurant, you will see a lot of items there that you wanna add butter chicken, if you wanna add any curry or whatever. So you will be having any like add button or something. Just remember this line what I'm telling. How it works, it will tell you. So once you click on this add button, it will dispatch an action, and dispatcher will call the reducer function, and reducer function will update your store, or it will update your slice. So if it is we have different slices. One is for cart slice, Another will be for user, like user is logged out or logged in or is login expired or whatever. And there might be other different slices. So you segregate this between different logically you separate this slicer into multiple store into multiple slices, right? So once you click on this add button, uh, uh, and on click function will dispatch an action, and it will call the render function, reducer function, and reducer function will update your store. So that is for writing into the store. That is to storing into the store or into the slice. But two things. One, you will be writing it and you will be again updating it. So you assume you updated it. But what about this one? This cart will again, it won't show, right? It won't show uh, from 0 to 1, right? So for that, you need to subscribe the store so that once you update your store or once you update your slice, your cart component will also get updated. So for that, you need to subscribe this store, and we have to subscribe this store using use selector. Okay. So we used to subscribe this using use selector. So once you subscribe this, your cart application cart component will automatically updated. So once you click it, it will dispatch an action, and user function will call your cart slice, and cart slice will get updated, and use selector mm, uh, will subscribe this cart slice, and cart component will be updated automatically. I hope you understand this. If not, just rewatch this video again, and you will got it. If not, do let me know in the comment section. I'll try to explain it again. Okay. Uh, uh, okay. So let me just show you how these two are getting how this store is getting connected with this one, and how we are creating the store. So let me just go through this one. So first of all, if you see, this is our React documentation. You can also go and read about it. You need to have that curiosity that will make you a good engineer. So you should be very curious how it is coming. You should be very curious for the why part. So firstly, you need to install it using this command. Once you install it in your, you will find this you will find your you can go to your application, you can go to your package.json application, you can see or let me just show it to you if I can how and where it will be. Okay, let me I have this GitHub repo, and where I used to I was creating one dummy project, and here I kept it. So this is our application. This is our let me just open Redux toolkit. Okay, okay. So first of all, once you install this Redux toolkit, you will find Redux toolkit here. As at the moment, I did not install it, so you won't see it here. Otherwise, you will find the inside the dev dependency. You may see this React. I have React, and I have React DOM. I have React router. I have course, and these are other dev dependencies which is needed to build your application, right? And these are when you are building your application, right? So this dependency will be also there in your application. So once you install this, you will find here Redux toolkit and React Redux that will be installed. Again, once you install it, how you will connect both the application? For that, you need to go to this app.js page, and here if you see, this is where your application starts, right? So this is your header part, and this is the root application. Okay, so also you need to wrap this part, this complete part. If I can't edit it because I did not logged in. I did not log in. So what you need to do here is you need to wrap this inside provider. If you see this, we used to create our A store, one second, yes. So we used to create our store using configure store. So configure store is coming from, see, if it is coming from Redux toolkit. So you need to first create one store. So that is, you will configure it here. You will create the store using configure store, and here you will be keeping your reducer functions here, and you need to export this. You need to export this so that you can use it later, use it somewhere else. So what you need to do is, if you see this, you will find somewhere, once the store is created, we can make it available to our React component by putting Redux use provider around our application. So we need to wrap our component inside the provider. So here, if you see here, we have this provider which we created. We have this store as a props, and we kept our application inside this. So same thing we need to do it in our app dot your main application from where your application starts, right? I hope you got it. And once you keep it here, again you have to create some different slices. So here we have, you see create slice, we are they are using counter, I mean, increasing it or decreasing it, the just value they are increasing and decreasing it. So let me just run it once. Yes. So they are creating one counter slice. For the counter slice, we have two things. We in any slice we'll be having three things. One will be name. Second one will be the initial state. If you see here, initial state, they are keeping the value as a zero, and reducer function. Here we have increment function, and if you see, it is getting ended here, and here we have the decrement function. They are decreasing the value, and again increment by amount. You are again they are increasing the value by one fixed amount. Again, if you see here 5, if you see here 6, then it is getting increased using from okay. Let me just decrease it by 6. Add sync. I don't know what this does. Okay, let me just decrease it to 0, or let me just refresh it. Okay, so now we have this 1, we have this 3 or 4. Once you add amount, it will increase to 4. So we have three functions. One is reducer function. We have three. So one will add 1. If you see, increment by 1. We have decrement function which is decreasing by 1, and we have increment by amount. So this is increasing by the amount which we are passing, right? So it is increasing by that amount, right? So let me just explain it to you. So this is other thing. Fine. So they are creating the store. One second. So first you create the store. Okay. Once you create the store, you using reducer function, using provider, you will wrap that component or wrap that application inside the provider. You did this. Now this is creating a slice. Creating a slice. One second. Creating a slice. They created one file, create slice.js. Once they created the slice, if you see, they are creating the slice and they're exporting this file. And there you have three things. You will be having three things. One will be name, one will be initial state, and one will be reducer. Initial state is value is 0. You can see this initial state value is 0. Now they are writing this method initial state, and they will be passing the state. What will be the value there? So assume like at start the value is 0, right? So they are doing a start value plus 1. They are increasing from 0 to 1, or whatever value from there it is increasing to that value. And we have decrement function is decreasing, and here we have other function that is increment by amount, and there we are passing a number here, and they're passing actions like whatever actions you are adding it or decreasing it, and you have the state, you have the value or data what you are passing by that action payload, by that number, right? So we have this three function. Now we have to export it. Now we have created this counter slice. Now we need to export all these functions which you created. So this is how we export it. We exported all the three functions. Again, we exported the reducer, like the counter slice which we created. So we exported that as well so that we can use it there. Now inside this function, we are combining all these functions or all these reducer which we are creating. So here we just created one counter reducer, right? And again we are again we are exporting this app dispatch or like store. We are again exporting it. Now use Redux state and action in React component. Now we are using this. So now we are under the counter.ts file. We have created one. If you see, this is TypeScript and JavaScript, TypeScript and HTML here. You may see we have the button label increment value. You can see dispatch. We are using dispatch, which will, as I mentioned, on once you click on the button, it will dispatch an action. So we are using this dispatch. If you see, we need to import this, and this is coming from. This will be use dispatch. It might be it is coming from React Redux. This is the two method which we created, and that is coming from counter slice, right? And we also using selector. Selector is to update it, as I mentioned there, right? So that will be subscribing to your store. So that is what this count or this use selector is doing, right? So now we have this one button. We have this increment. We have this another button. It is showing. It is just showing the count. Yeah, so this is one button and this is another button which is just showing the count, and this is another button which is decrementing the value, right? And yeah, so and I think other thing is coming from there itself. So as of now, just understand about this two increment and decrement value. Okay. So now you can see we have this in like once you start it, we have it will be zero. So initial state was zero, right? So here they are just showing this plus icon. They are just showing this plus icon, increment value, or let me just open it into the sandbox, or let me see how it is working. Or yeah, so you can see here, once you install it, you will find this uh, those dependencies here. So you can see this React Redux is here, right? So that is installed here, and you may also find Redux toolkit here. So that is also here. So this is coming from app.js. App.js. Let me just see what else is coming from here. Redux toolkit to add amount Redux. So how many other libraries are there? Let me just see once. Learn, and we might be having counter. One second, counter. Yes, so we have this here counter, and then in counter we are having this other. Yeah, so here you can see we have this counter.js, and counter.js have this plus icon, this minus icon, and then we have another thing that is set, that is that is here, that is add amount, and then we have this add sync, right? So these are the other functions which is there. And once you click on this decrement function, you can see we have this. This is calling to this decrement reducer decrement function, right? So I hope you understood it, understand. If not, do let me know. I'll again um, do let me know once you can comment it, and I'll let you know how it works. And thanks a lot.